Kumba Manfi Highway takes to the streets of Kumba as they decry gross manipulation stemming from the transport syndicates with counter and counter accusation emanating from different quarters of the said union. Plus, the Southwest Football Regional Leagues draws to the end with pundits of the Regional Football League giving diverse appraisal on how the football clubs are getting towards the finals of the set Southwest Regional Football League. Those were major stories. Hello there, good evening to you all. You are welcome to High Prime of Tuesday, the 11th day of June 2024. For presentation, I am attending Larry Kevin Tabot. We start off with one of our lead stories, as we did mention earlier on. Piles of waste are littered all across the streets of Boya as the council and hygiene and sanitation company in charge of waste management in the town of Boya failed completely to make sure that this set garbage are being taken off the streets of the town. This has now gotten to a point where denizens in Boya now takes their waste to waterways or places where rainwater emanates from whenever it rains. We have details on that story with our reporter. Garbage heaps in the town of Boya are now taking a huge toll on the local population and some other towns in the country, as the hygiene and sanitation company and municipal structures are in total laxity, as this issue is quite recurrent and a huge problem to the local population.
Garbage management in the municipality of Boya, it's a problem to me because first of all, you see, it smells. You have the air we breathe is not the normal air. People hardly come to that environment. Sometimes you feel discouraged, embarrassed to call people to the place where these garbages are found.
Taking a walk from the Moliko neighborhood to Bakweri town, Sandpit to Boya town, heaps of garbages are quite visible in the entire town of Boya. This waste is having a health hazard on the population, as it is having a health emergency to local businesses, and the population are quite reacting negatively.
Insects like mosquitoes, when they come to bite, especially in the night, when they bite, they give us malaria.
Humans too living in the town of Boya and other towns has exacerbated the bad situation, as some of them are responsible for fueling the problem when it comes to waste disposal.
With the dirt around here, sometimes the dirt becomes too much that it brings flies, and the flies disturb everybody around here. So sometimes this woman here also was fun. Customers cannot come and buy corn and see flies around the corn and the rest. And also, this woman business to sell food too is also a problem. You want to eat, you're hearing the smell, you're getting the scent of the death.
With the persistent rate of this wahala in the town of Boya, both the council, the population, and the hygiene and sanitation company are therefore called upon to do the needful for this problem to be dealt with. From Boya, we take you to the littoral region, where another societal issue is plaguing the locals or commuters, transporters using the west entrance into the city of Douala. That is the Susa stretch. Commuters and transporters have been complaining bitterly on the enormous pothole and road degradation that is unfolding on the west entrance to the city of Douala in the Mongo division, the stretch that leads from Susa right upwards to other parts of the region. This is a veritable nightmare to many road users and commuters using that stretch of roads. Our reporter Aishambang sampled the opinion of some road users and now tells us more in this upcoming story.
Travel along the Douala-Chang route has come to a standstill, leaving commuters stranded overnight as deteriorating road conditions block passage between the West region and major cities. At Susa, in the Mungo division of the littoral region, a backlog of vehicles has formed due to a large hole rendering the road impassable. Passengers who embarked on journeys from Chang to Douala or Boya have found themselves stuck with vehicles unable to progress. The situation demands urgent attention given the critical role this route plays in facilitating in economic activities. Despite claims of significant investment in infrastructure, roads vital for transporting goods and facilitating development are rapidly deteriorating. Truck operators, in particular, express concern over the negative impact on transportation and the urgent need for effective measures to address the crumbling road network.
We now move on to something else. This time around, the transporter syndicates of drivers using the Kumba-Mamfe stretch of roads will took to the streets of Kumba to decry on gross manipulation unfolding in their driver syndicates as they accuse their incumbent president of manipulating the constitution of the driver syndicate as they took to the streets of Kumba as it saw them were going to the Royal Palace of Kumba, where they met with the paramount chief of Kumba and the traditional ruler of the Bafol. That is our His Royal Majesty Fokomukete the Fourth, who assures them on the readiness for his palace to mediate in the set upheavals that is plaguing the drivers' union of Kumba-Mamfe transporters. We have details with our reporter. Over the weekend, drivers using the Kumba-Mamfe highway in the southwest region took to the streets of Kumba and to the Kumba Royal Palace to vent their anger and dissatisfaction on the leadership tussle of the driver transport union, as the president has been accused of postponing elections for 3 consecutive times in order to prolong his stay in office.
This president don't be for chair for 10 years. And for that 10 years, he never call no general meeting, no election. So a man they be finished for 6th of March 2024. So it's still hang for day. One time say we go for election, he go meet our administrator then. He come back, he say election no day.
Upon hearing the voices of the disgruntled drivers, the chief of Kumba was quick to give a listening ear to the disgruntled drivers' unionists as he outlined on the modalities of the Royal Palace of Kumba in such scenarios.
We need to nip such problems on the board so it's ended, it is solved in a just manner, in a way where people, the various sides, agree that it is fair and equitable.
Meanwhile, the said president of the transport union of the Kumba-Mamfe highway accused external forces of meddling in the affairs of the said union, as the local administration have been cited for such masterminds.
Power no means I must hold them with power. I must always call them for meeting like other directors. I go write to the Joe. I say this thing give for pass, but the Joe they just sit them quietly. Say make the thing pass as he gave for pass. But not because all this time we get crisis for Amber up and down, go mean say we will continue to live to them, they go like that. They finally come up, go right for the paramount chief, explain to you, say, me I no want come over power. Even if tomorrow they call election, now my members of the union, we don't always contribute for their this thing, for their dues. Now they give for party for the election, maybe any other person. Because last time the Labour delegate talk say, no, we'll keep constitution aside. We'll never keep constitution aside because now by that constitution they give us power.
The issue with an analytical point of view, one can easily establish that the entire polemic is having a negative undertone due to external forces like that from the local administrations who are pulling the string in order to make sure that the elections are being sabotaged. In a way to help young persons know how to write a good curriculum vitae, popularly known as CV, an expert and life coach based in the town of Boya has trained young people in the town of Boya and beyond for the need for them to know the techniques of what's involved of them or what is being required of them to make sure to have a good curriculum vitae when it comes to the job market. These exercises took place recently in the town of Boya as it was under the watchful eyes of our newsroom reporter Daniel Ikomimbua, who sends back this report.
After graduating from different higher and professional institutions of the country, their strategy to get a job is always the major issue. While some tend to create jobs for themselves, others try to apply in other sectors within their professional field of study. The challenge within this process of application is what has caused some to become jobless in the society. It is against this backdrop that this career coach decided to bring out some of these problems affecting the youth in trying to get a job.
I've been opportune to recruit for employers in various companies and in various cities of the country, where I sit with the members of the jury in the company and we get to interview some of these job seekers. And when you hear some kind of responses, you shiver. Yes, you wonder if the prospect actually knows what they want. So with all of this, I see a lot of lapses.
With over years of experience, she have discovered that the lack of experience, limited skills, length of writing, and grammar within the CV cover letter page are the issues.
When I began as a career coach, as a job coach, I started talking with students. Like, my main passion, the reason why I got into this was because I noticed that a lot of persons came to me and they were like, okay, so since I left school, I was not able to get a job. I've not been able to get a job. It has been so difficult. There are no jobs in Cameroon. Until you have a godfather, you can't succeed. That's actually what caused me to want to find out if this is really true. But when I went deeper into it, I discovered that the problem is not even the job, the availability of the jobs. It's even where they don't even know if the jobs are available, lack of information. And even if they know, they don't even know exactly where to get these jobs. So majority of job seekers rely on what amount to get job positions, available job positions, regardless of the thousands of job boards that we have here in Cameroon.
With these complexities surrounding CV writing, some methods are imperative to apply.
With all of these lapses, there is really that need, that concern to keep enlightening these youths on how to go about this job search process as a whole, how to even apply and how to appear in front of a prospective employer so that you can win his heart. Yes, a lot of persons are doing things, but an employer wants to hear how you're doing it different, and that's where employees go, prospective employees, they don't know how to present themselves and tell an employer how they can do it differently. So I feel today is going to change that narrative, it's going to give them that sense of direction on how to be able to be bold enough to tell an employer how they can come in and make a difference.
In all, when searching for a job, it is important to note that writing a good CV and a cover page should be primordial.
You are watching High Prime and we are coming to you live from our news studio here in High Television. We now cross over to the town of Bamenda in the Northwest region, where the 2024 edition of the Lifetime Magazine Award has taken place in the Northwest region, precisely in the town of Bamenda, with the various laureates who were all called upon to make sure that they continue doing their best when it comes to the promotion of human life and the entire society. The Lifetime Achievement Awards is one that sought to encourage persons from every discipline to make sure that they give in their best, irrespective of their background and knowledge gain. We have details once more with our reporter.
Signed by the divisional officer for Bamenda Station.
An impressive crowd turned out for the Lifetime Achievement Award ceremony in Bamenda as the Time magazine honors 50 individuals of reputable functions.
My intention of organizing this occasion was at least to mark my 25 years old on the journalism practice and also 20 years of lifetime media.
The 2024 edition fell in line with the CEO of Lifetime Magazine's 25 years of practice as journalist, as the special soiree saw some personalities who were being recognized for their hard work.
I think that this recognition is as a result of the collaboration which we have in our municipality, that all of us have achieved our tele goals.
To some of the other laureates, it was a moment to say thank you for recognizing them for their enormous works.
I want to say a huge thank you to this newspaper. We know journalists, we are some sort of a social barometer. We are the gut-fire of the society. I want to thank you from this paradigm shift about your party.
I want first of all to appreciate the role of the media in communicating development and sourcing particularly agents that can enhance development, and finally identifying somebody like me who thinks that he's just doing something very small, but can be identified like we are actually doing something big for the nation.
With a wide range of categories, the organizers of the Lifetime Media Award has taken the firm commitment in ensuring that they will do all it takes in making sure outstanding personalities with distinction are being celebrated across all spheres of life. And we crossed over to Daniel Komembua's report, where young persons living in Buea has been called upon to uphold moral values and rectitude when it comes to management of emotional intelligence within their environment. This was during a recent symposium organized by the Jubilee Campus team, a Christian non-profit organization based in the town of Buea. As Daniel Komembua sat through that event and our files in this report.
These young men and women within the Southwest region has been schooled with the knowledge relevant for them to make a difference within their environment.
The founder is in US, he's Dr. Pastor Asi Eugene. He's someone who likes the youth and who wants youth growth. So he's organizing this program to segment some of the youth, particularly Christian youth who find themselves in university areas. He's organizing this program to tell them that you can still be a Christian in university area and you still succeed.
The Christian organization, with its founder based in the United States of America, is determined to shape the focus of the youth in Buea and the university environment.
He's organizing this program to tell them that you can still be a Christian in university area and you still succeed, because he's trying to, through this program, fight against juvenile delinquency, fight against prostitution, where youths leave their villages, they come to university areas, they start prostituting, they start scamming in order to earn a living rather than concentrating on their education. So he organized this program. Jubilee Campus team in general is to segment some youth. Segment some youth to tell them that there is a religious institution that ensures your religiosity, your spirituality, and also your academic excellence.
Taking place this Sunday, June 9, 2024, was also a moment to drill the youth on how to handle emotional intelligence, communication, civil writing, and more within their surroundings.
A pleasure being part of the Jubilee Awake program to share with youth about emotional intelligence, which is about recognizing, managing, and responding to your emotions as well as the emotions of others. I think it is very important that we youth learn this, because some are going to be students, they have to manage conflicts, they have to manage themselves while with their study group. Some have to manage themselves if they work in a place that has to do where you have to work with a lot of pressure on how to manage also stress management and conflict. And this is also going to help them to boost their leadership. It helps them to be better team members. It also helps them to collaborate more and build healthy relationships at work, as well as creating a safe environment for the workplace. So it's one thing for youth to seek jobs, it's another thing on how to manage yourself when you're in the workplace.
At the end of this 4th edition, the youth were all advised to shine the light so as to make a difference within their community, society, and the country as a whole.
This way, please, okay? Don't look at your neighbor, because the camera is on.
Crossing on to our sports page for tonight, as the Southwest Regional League draws to an end. Some clubs are in the race, like Talented, Ates, and Continental are still in the race to be crowned champion of this season for the Southwest Football Regional League. With many football lovers and pundits having diverse points of views on which team did what and the best are, we have details on what is happening in the line of the Southwest Regional Football League.
As the regular group stage games comes to an end For some regional league clubs like Talented SA, they can say that the objectives of the season was achieved despite not making it through the mini interpals. To crown the season, the newly promoted side to the regional league defeated Ates 3-1 at the Boyatown Stadium to finish third in Pool C with 7 points. The intense game that saw Prosper Ako produce a hat-trick was a gift from collective effort, as he says.
It wasn't an easy game today. We had a rough start to the season, but we thank God it ended in a good manner, and the hat trick today was all due to the coach and my training session. Make sure that I'm always there. If I'm not around, he like discipline me, and I want to thank my teammates for being there, because I couldn't have scored if it wasn't the teamwork. I cannot play alone, and thank you all for today. Thank you for giving me man of the match, and next season we promise to keep working hard and we'll achieve our goal.
To the coach, it was a season to learn and build on their weaknesses.
It's a great game. Reaction was a game, even though I don't know how I can put it, that if I'm to say I'm regretting everything that has been happening, I will not put it that way. At least it's a good experience. For the first year that we came to the regional league, it is not a bad one for us. It's not a bad one for us. We know that as we are coming back next year, we are coming with a different face. At least most of the players, they have gotten the experience, and I believe that it will not be the same as we are seeing now. Yes. To an extent, I attained my objective, because if you watch the last 3 games that we played, you saw a really talented football from the young lads. So I believe that next year they will come back stronger.
Ates, who started the season on a good foot, ends in the 4th position with 5 points after 6 games played.
And with our sports reports on the Southwest Regional League, this is what concludes today's news package, High Prime of Tuesday, 11th of June 2024. And good luck to the Indomitable Lions, who will be playing with the Angola national team tonight over there in Rwanda. From me and the entire crew, is a blessed stay in the company of High Television. Good night.